Hey fellas,
What's happening?
going live this week, man. Welcome back to the WhatIf podcast. Are you going without the hat?
Yeah.
I'm starting off. Hey, welcome back to the WhatIf podcast where possibility begins. It's your boy CJ.
It's your boy Trav. I'm here.
And it's your boy Jones.
every week.
Yeah, man.
I like it though, man. That's the signature, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Patent.
Yeah. Hey. So fellas, of course this is not our first podcast, man. It's probably, Jarvis, you know what episode this is?
This episode right here will be episode 23.
Episode 23. The tech got on it, boy. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
23 episodes, man. 23 episodes with the first live episode. We're not new to this, but definitely new to the live format.
Right.
I know last week we did do the video thing, but never live. So just, you know what I'm saying, one more step.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, on just the audio, when we strictly do the audio, we usually start off talking about just the week.
Right.
So we're gonna try our best since we are doing live. We're gonna keep the weeks a little condensed. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna condense that portion, but definitely just as far as catch up. You know what I mean? How was it this week?
Jarvis?
You go first. I go first. This week was pretty good. Had a good week. Started off good. Just pretty much excited to see what the week was gonna bring earlier in the week. School was awesome. Kids pretty much was awesome. Shout out to Windsor Forest High School and all the other schools around. But it's been a good week, kind of challenging. Got into I don't even gonna tell the full story, but got to a little altercation, a little confrontation at school.
Currently under investigation. Disclose too much.
Yeah, we ain't gonna disclose too much. But just pretty much was an eye opener, man. Just like I said, just trying to uplift everyone that I come in contact with. Just try to reach out to everyone, just to uplift them, and it's pretty much to see what's going on in their lives. Just had a couple of kids come to me. Just pretty much telling me personal things. I can see that I'm starting to warm up to a lot of the students. I had one particular young girl come to me and start talking about her home situation, about how her mom doesn't listen to her. She's thinking about moving, running away or something like that. So I actually sat down and talked to her, trying to convince her, man, like, you know, running away is definitely not an answer. Sitting down and talking, we'll definitely hash things out with you and your mom. But yeah, like I said, it was a good week. Just trying to build better relationships with the higher energy first, with my brother's family, and then of course all the friends and students at school. So it was a pretty good week. Good week.
Good man. What you talking about?
Me, man. I think it was. I don't know. This week seemed. I think I told you this on the phone. It was a short, long week.
Yeah. You did say that.
I say that because it was a lot of different stuff going on, but it seemed like, I know, Monday I had to take my kids to the doctor. Tuesday, one of them was sick. Wednesday was really my first full day at work.
Day.
And then I was out again on Thursday for a training. Went back on Friday, and Friday was a pretty good day, man.
Sound like a great week.
Yeah, it was a pretty good week, man. Had a few obstacles. Yeah, had a few obstacles that I was able to overcome. So, and I'm here. So all in all, it was a good week, man.
Hey man, you can't argue with being here.
Yeah.
Hey, if you make it, listen. If you make it through the whole week and you're still here, you really can't really argue with the week, no matter what happened. You know what I mean?
Blessed, man. Blessed see another day.
Yeah, man. But definitely, I guess if you were categorizing some weeks just purely from an experience standpoint, are probably a little more better than other weeks. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess my weekend, a quick little snapshot, fellas. UPS. So I had me a regular old UPS week, but y'all know I'm doing my other little thing, man. Trying to take my life into my own hands, doing my wholesaling thing, man. And I got my first deal under contract, man.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Got my first deal under contract. And you know, when I get the update on that, I'm not even gonna talk about that deal. But when I get the update on it, y'all will get it in a screenshot. Screenshot that out, and we'll move forward from there. All right. So definitely, everybody in podcast land, y'all just stay tuned for what's going on with your boy. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. So we said it earlier. You know what I'm saying? 23 episodes so far on the YouTube channel. We've been doing strictly audio. But for this first time going live, we actually gonna go back to a topic that we did before. Right? We call ourselves What If. You know what I'm saying? What if a possibility begins? And I mean, for a good stretch there, man, we was tagging What If from everything. You know what I mean? Just kind of branding. You know what I mean? And man, there's people coming up from all over the place, man. Church, school, work, everything. What's up to What If? You know what I'm saying? What if this? What if that? I had people at the job. What's the what if for the week? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people would ask the question, and then the follow-up question would be, what is what if? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all do, or what are y'all? Y'all tutoring organization? Y'all a mentoring organization? Y'all a motivational speaker organization? I'm like, hey, listen, what if is everything?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Don't put us in no categories. Don't put us in a box. You know what I'm saying? We're a little bit of everything. But just from, you know what I'm saying, just getting down to the concept of what if is, we do have a concept. You know what I mean? And I think I told this story when we actually did that podcast, man. But what if, just the even thought of it kind of started with me and my boy. Speaking of a shout out, my boy Kareem Blue.
Shout out to my boy Kareem.
Yeah, man, my boy Kareem Blue, man, doing big things up in Columbus, Georgia. Right?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but Blue, if you watching, the Chiefs ain't going today. They're going down today, bro.
Man, my man at work, man. Don't do my man like that, man. My man at work right now, man. All right, dang, you y'all with that. But me and my boy Blue, man, we sitting down there in the Commons at Savannah State, man. And we just thinking. And the original concept was actually something called the If Center.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because usually when you talk to people and you ask them about their dreams or their aspirations or what they desire to be doing or anything like that, it's usually, I will be doing this if this. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's always like some if that has got you in some kind of rut or got you stuck in some kind of way or is keeping you from doing what you truly desire to be doing. Right. You know what I mean? At least in my experience with talking to people, y'all generally have that same interaction with people. You know what I mean? You ask them what they're doing, you know, or I will be doing this if, you know what I mean, I could have did this, or if I ain't have a baby, or if my boss ain't did this, or you know what I'm saying? Right, if they ain't tried me. If they ain't tried me, it's a common one, you know what I mean? But it's always some if. So the concept of the if center was actually like, whatever you feel like your if is, we train to take care of that for you. Or we train to help you with that. You know what I'm saying? Be it an educational thing, all right, you know, what you want to go to school for, what you want to do, all right, well, we'll help you fill out the papers. We'll help you get scholarship, get funding, whatever the case may be. We'll help you with that. If it's a social thing, if it's a counseling thing, if it's whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Just a center that help with all of those things, you know what I mean? So that's where the concept of the If Center came from. But then kind of took it a step farther as far as what if, you know what I mean? And the what if thing actually comes from the understanding that me as CJ, I am literally just limited possibility, man. Like there is no cap on what I can be or what I can do. So what if literally was like, what if I literally gave everything to this life? You know what I mean? First and foremost, I had a good understanding of who I am. A good understanding of who I am and what I can do, right? A good understanding of the limitless inside of myself, the unlimited potential that I have, and then taking it a step further and saying, what if I apply that knowledge to everything I did? You know what I'm saying? What could actually become from it? What could actually come from it? What could I actually become? Right. So then that's where it came from. Like, what if? You know what I'm saying? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I stopped smoking? What if I worked out X amount of times a week? What if I read What if I read an hour, 2 hours a day? What if I did incorporate meditation into my day? Mm-hmm. What if? And I tell you, since I started applying what if, actually, first and foremost, learning what successful people do, you know what I'm saying? Then applying some of those things in my life, it's crazy how the what if has kind of opened up, because it's moved me into so many different areas. Yeah. And now I'm telling you, I am on the precipice of seeing what if is going to be. And I actually plan on finding out in the next 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, about this what if movement. So like I said, we're going to stay tuned for that part. Yeah. But fellas, we talking about what if, really, I guess at this point as a concept, but what does what if mean to y'all? Big Jarvis, you know, let's start with you, man. But as far as what if, man, what's your concept of what if?
First thing that comes to my mind is just not living in regret, cherishing the moment, cherishing life. That's just the real sum of it to me. Just not living in regret. We're all that age. We're all 28. Well, almost. Okay, but we all 27 and older.
Late 20s.
All right, cool. That way.
We all on the break of 30.
Yeah, we all on the break of 30. And, man, whatever.
I got you.
Needless to say, man, we're of an age where I guess we kind of look back on our lives and kind of have some regret. Like, I know, well, my behalf, I kind of, like, had some regret. Like, me, like, for example, quick example, what if I, like you said, what if I would have read more in school? What if I would have put all the energy I did into sports into school? Like, what if I, would have gave my all? What if I, you could put anything behind the what if, but it's just, for me, it's just not living in regret, cherishing life, because, we all gonna die one day. We all have that checkout date. So what are we gonna do? How we're gonna live our life in between then? So that's the thing stick out to me. And then also just like we talked about earlier in our podcast, just eliminating fears. Like, I know I was fearful of, I won't say fearful, but kind of nervous of going to school. I could use that. Nervous of going to college, just starting a new life, starting a new chapter.
And you went to college out of?
Yeah, I went to college out of Savannah. I wanted to pretty much get out of Savannah because everyone who lives in Savannah thinks that the world is just Savannah. It's more to life than your current situation. So thank you for bringing that up. What if I'm complacent? What if I don't try to elevate myself or expand myself? Trying to try new things and getting outside that box. It's pretty much with fear, going back on fear.
Yeah.
But that's just to sum it up, man. Just stop living a fearful life. Cause I know I was fearful in my younger days, my early 20s, since we were in my late 20s now. But like I said, just eliminating that fear. Stop doubting yourself. Stop, tensing up in situations. Just embrace the situation, and when that situation comes about again, or another instance of that situation, you could just try to, think better, live better, and stuff like that.
I got you.
Yeah.
Travis and Jarvis, something that Jarvis said, and we brought this concept up before. You know what I mean? Jarvis said regret. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And regret is a painful thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And life is not without pain. You know what I mean? All organisms, once you inflict some kind of pain on them, they suffer. Mm-hmm. So once we deal with the pain of regret, there's some suffering in there. But the thing that we've come to learn about pain is unavoidable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're gonna deal with two pains. Mm-hmm. All right, you got two options. You go with the pain of discipline, you know what I mean, and take your pain all on the front end, or you go with the pain of regret.
Get it all on that back end.
And get all your pain on the back end. You know what I'm saying? It's like however you want to do. You want to pay cash for the house, or you want to get a loan. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to lose it all up front. You want to get it in interest on the back. Yeah. It's your call, but you're not avoiding the pain. You know what I'm saying? You're either gonna have the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And the thing about the pain of regret, it is what it is at that point. Mm-hmm. The pain of discipline, that's kind of limited possibility right there. You know what I'm saying? You actually on the front end of it, you actually can make changes and adjustments and make things happen. But once the pain of regret is over with, you know what I'm saying? It's done. Crazy thing, I was talking to my wife about this, not this exact thing earlier, but just that feeling. Cause I mean, I graduated college with honors, but I probably could have had some higher honors because I was cutting up. You know what I'm saying? I was cutting up in college, but I remember a point where I you know, we used to hang out downtown in City Market. Mm. And I remember a point when I went down the City Market and I didn't know anybody anymore. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have my connections that I had anymore. And people would ask me what the move is, and I would say, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? When I wasn't used to saying that, you know what I mean? And then, once what I thought was what was happening had died, then I was left with this regret, like, dang, that job was real short-lived. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But what if I had applied my all to college, being disciplined, done what I was supposed to do, ended up at who knows what job and who knows what internship, you know what I mean? That would still be living on. All that I did is over with. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's dead. I go downtown right now, people be like, boy, who you is? Hey, back of the line. Like back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All that's over with. But yeah, man, good points, Jarvis. Pain of discipline, pain of regret, man. Big trial, man. We talking about what if.
What if, man? Yeah. For me, it just have to be, like, I mean, basically kind of taking from what both of y'all said. You know, right. It had to be, I like what Jarvis said about fear, man. I think what if is just about facing that fear. Mm. Getting rid of that fear, man, and just doing what needs to be done to not only get the job done, but what if I get the job done, but what if I do it to the best of my abilities?
Right.
What if I gave my all to this, spend all my time on making me a better person, versus splitting it up, giving a little time to this, giving a little time to that, just focus all on me and just do what I need to do. I think for me, man, I realized how the what if was affecting my life. Before, I know we talked about this on previous podcasts, when I was going through the time where I had to keep taking that test over when I was trying to get right for my job.
Yeah.
And I passed all the tests except for the writing part of the test. Took it the first time, didn't pass it. Had to go take it again. And of course, after the first time when I didn't pass it, you know, I was kind of upset with myself.
Yeah.
Had that pain, that regret, that kind of regret feeling kind of down to myself, like, man, I should have did this better. I should have wrote it like this better on the test.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? What I'm doing, man? Like, I'm already making it harder for when I go back in there and take it again. So instead of just looking at it as a battle, I'm like, man, what if I use my failure as my power? You know what I'm saying? What if I use my failure as my motivation?
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So, I mean, that's what I did. Went back in there, took it. Still, I ain't pass it. You know what I'm saying? This is the second time.
All right.
Didn't pass it again, but, man, I can't lie. When I got my scores and I saw that I didn't pass it, I'm like, come on, I'm about to go sign up and take it again. Let's go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. And I think I took it again, man. And I think it was a 250. A 250 that you needed. The third time taking it, they gave me a 249.
Got to, man.
that one point, man.
Hey, boy, I've been ready to cut something off, man.
But still, man, seeing that, when I saw that 249, the only thing I could do was smile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people may look at it as, man, I still ain't passed. I look at it as, it was growth. It was way better than my last go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm right there. This ain't the time to give up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm right there. Signed up when I took it again, man. I passed it, and it was.
This number 4.
Number 4, and it was a great time. But like I said before, man, I believe the feeling that I got from passing it on the 4th time was a way better feeling than I would have had if I would have passed it on the 1st time.
You think so?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because of everything that came with it. It was a build up.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, man.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, what if you use your failures as your motivation? That's how I look at it. And we got the 4 pillars that go along with the what if.
Right.
And that's big. You know what I'm saying? And that's everything that we focus on.
Yeah.
So I like it, man. I like it.
That's what's up, man. You brought up a good one, man. What if you use your failures basically as your motivation? You know what I mean? What if you use your current situation as your motivation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I told you what I do now is basically sales. You know what I mean? And of course, with sales, you got 2 possibilities. You get a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even get a real emphatic no. You know what I mean? I know that make you not want to pick up the phone and call nobody else. You know what I mean? But when I think about that, I think back to my current situation, and I'm like, let me look back at what's behind me. All right, no, ain't that bad. You know, no, ain't that bad right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not that I'm in a bad situation. Don't get me wrong. My job is actually an ideal situation for some people. Right. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm just not a town clock puncher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just not my thing. I'm more of a do it my way kind of person. You know what I mean? So even if I am in a authority role, it's still an authority over me, and something inside of CJ just kind of conflict with that. And I understand that, and I think that's cool that I understand it, that I got an awareness of it, and so got to make something else shake. You know what I mean? But what if, man? So we call it what if, where possibility begins, and that's because at that moment, that's where possibility begins. Right. You know what I'm saying? When I say, what if I do X, Y, Z? And Jarvis, you brought up an excellent point. You can put a lot of stuff after what if. Because some people will say, well, what if I fail? Well, it's always a 2-sided coin. Well, what if you don't? You know what I'm saying? And I can't remember exactly how I heard my man make the quote, but he said, at the end of my life, I'd rather have a bunch of old wells than what ifs. You know what I mean? Like, when I get to the end, I don't want to be thinking, like, what if I did this? What if I did that? I'd rather be thinking, well, I did that. It ain't work, but oh well. Like, but I did it. Yeah. You know? You know what I'm saying? But I did it. You know what I'm saying? At least I know what happened from doing it. Right. You know what I mean? It's not like I wasn't sure about what was going to happen, so then I held back. Because you essentially holding back your life. You know what I mean? That's all life is just time and energy. You know what I mean? So you're going to use it on something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're going to use your time on something. You're going to use your energy on something. You're going to use your life on something. So once you get to the end, put yourself in a position to be happy and thankful about what you did with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, at that point when you ask the question, what if, that's where your possibility is going to begin. You know what I'm saying? And what if can elevate you to anything, man. And I ask you, fellas, I mean, what are y'all goals and dreams? Or do y'all have firm aspirations on what you desire for yourself?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, if you could describe it, what is it?
Like, what you mean? Describe it like using one word, or like kind of?
Could you do it in one word?
Nah.
All right, well then, use as many words as necessary.
Well, for me, man, I think one of my main goals is just living that more abundant life, man. And I think with that comes so much, to where it's easy to just say, hey, look, I'm just gonna focus on making my life more abundant. As abundant as it can be.
When you say abundant,
peaceful.
Okay. Because abundance is abstract.
Yeah.
So then put something, you got peaceful.
Yeah, of course, what we always talk about, that mindful, being more mindful.
Okay.
Of course, being more aware.
Right.
Just knowing who I am, really.
Okay.
I guess would be the number one answer as far as if I would have to describe abundant, it would just have to be finding me, knowing who I am. Gotcha. Because with that, I'm capable of making the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? I'm capable of knowing what needs to be done because I know who I truly am on the inside.
Right.
So
and I can follow that.
Yeah. So and I think that's one of my main goals is just to live that more abundant life. Of course, man, we on this journey, man, to like we say, man, get off of that punching clock, get off of that clock. You know what I'm saying? And be our own boss, work for ourselves.
I got you.
And of course, that's a big goal too. But once again, for me, that's in that whole ring of living that more abundant life.
Okay.
I'm on another journey to become a little children's book author. You know,
right?
That's
on the horizon.
Yeah, that's the main goal I'm focusing on too right now myself. Man, I'm going for days, man. But that's why I say that abundant
so
life.
So if you did have to put it in one word, which I think you can, it would be abundant.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the one word. We got abundance.
Yeah.
And the question basically is your goals and aspirations for your life. Then what of yours is abundance. And of course, with that word comes a lot of different facets. But those facets for you would equal up to abundance.
Right.
All right. And we got Big Jarvis. We got abundance over here on my right. And I got a foul one. So a part of me kind of want to go now, just in case, you know what I'm saying, that get taken.
Yeah, get taken.
Okay, good.
I got a lot, man.
Just pick one.
I mean, just overall, man, I know you might grill me on this, man. Just to live a happy life, man.
I want to agree on that.
Because you be like, you know.
Well, y'all, I'm going to
what makes you happy?
Right.
But like, just living a happy life, man. Just first, I don't know. It's so much.
Man, is life happy though, dog?
It is. Life is how you make it. Life is what you make it to be.
Okay.
If you miserable and you got a lot going on in your life, then that might show out in your life. Like you might come as a bitter person, just no filter, just don't care, just don't give a crap. For better use of words.
Yeah.
For me, just to live happy, like waking up, like you said, I'm trying not to learn how to be a robot, so to speak. Like what's the quote you just said? Like your first 30 years, you earn it, and
no, that ain't my quote.
Well, the quote that you said.
Yeah. That's my boy E.T. man. Eric Thomas definitely. Hey, listen, if you ain't got on that E.T. train, man, it's a good place to start. If you're looking,
Eric Thomas, y'all.
Trying to figure out that what if, you know what I'm saying? That's a good place to start. And but he said the first 30 years are to learn, the second 30 years are to earn. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in saying that, I'm just learning more about myself, pretty much like what really makes Jarvis happy.
Yeah.
And so I'm just still learning, man, and just learning myself more importantly. And yeah, man, that's just me, just to live a happy life, man. Make sure my family's straight, mother, nieces, nephews, sister, just everyone, man. Make sure everyone's just, I won't say make sure they're happy, but you know, when they're happy, I'm happy. So
you want to elevate the lives around you.
I definitely do. Because like you said, now time of age, man, you see nothing but hate. Like you see people was bringing each other down, and that's my what if. I always ask myself, what if there was more love than hate? The world would be a better place. What if you know? So.
Let me ask you this, man.
Yes.
And this just caused me and Baby Girl was having a conversation about this too. Hey, yeah. You don't think there's more love than hate already, or is it just
focused on?
It's alright.
I think it's more. It may be more hate that is broadcasted.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Because a lot of stuff we don't see. That's why people say.
I'll break this one down.
Television.
Baby Girl said that she was being honest with me. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like she got a fear of public places because of the stuff that you see. Mm-hmm. But I just asked her this. Let's take a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? People got a fear of going to the movie theaters because people get shot in theaters. What if on the news they show every successful time that people went to the movie theaters and didn't get shot? You know what I mean? Like that, every time you turn on the news, it's like, oh, yep, they had another movie played tonight. You know what I'm saying? Had X amount of people went in, everybody made it out safely. We just want to be thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? And this happened every time you turn on the news. Every time you turn it on, you saw this. You know what I'm saying? And then this one time you turn on, somebody got shot. Like it would be like, well, I mean, I've been watching it for 10 years, and that never happened. You know what I'm saying? You would see just how minute it really is. You know what I mean? But you won't ever hear about when people go to the movies successfully. Not that you should. I'm not saying that that's newsworthy. But I don't know if the opposite is newsworthy either. You know what I'm saying? Not in a frame by itself. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not in just a snippet by itself is it newsworthy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you had a story like, let's talk about all the times, or let's talk about the rate at which, you know what I'm saying, movie shootings happen or whatever, and you show how minute it really is, that may be a story. But I don't think either one by itself is a story. But the point is that there's definitely more love in the world than hate. It's just that the hate, but you do have a point in that. What if the hate was not broadcasted like that? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a great point, for sure.
You are on the money with it.
But I want you to finish your thought, man. I hate to cut you off like that.
I was finna wrap it up, man. It's like you said, what if love is more broadcasted than hate? Like, you'll see people embracing each other, like racism. You see that, a lot. But there's a lot of white people and other people who love black people. You feel me? But you see the hate broadcasted more. But that's pretty much to wrap it up, man. So
I kind of like where he was going. I was listening to E.T. I was listening to
Big E.
Yeah, they got a podcast. So I was listening to.
Hey, you know the name of their podcast?
I don't by heart, but
we're gonna bring that up next time, man.
Yeah, I was listening to their podcast, and he was saying kind of along the lines of what you was just saying about how the negative is broadcasted way more than the positive.
Right.
He was just like, it's a lot more energy go into the negative than it is positive. For example, he was like, just think about it, man. When we was little, when we used to come home and we used to have our A's and our B's on our report card, that's good. I'm glad. You come home with an F or a D. It's a lot more energy going into that.
And that's the truth, though.
Yeah.
A lot more energy do go through that.
Yeah.
But hey, the crazy thing is, I think that's kind of like, for some reason, unfortunately, it's kind of a natural thing.
And that's what they were saying. It was like, is that just human nature?
I think it is, man.
Or did we just make it human nature?
I could be strolling on Facebook, bro, and I can see something positive, and I'll be like, but if I see like big fight or something, I'm like, ooh. Let me click on this. I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I don't know why, man. Maybe you know what? This is just a theory, and this just off the dome, man. Maybe because naturally we are naturally good. You know what I'm saying? So once we see that, that's kind of the norm for us. And then when we see something that's actually an outlier, you know what I mean? Maybe our attention is more drawn to it. I don't know. That ain't no research. That's just off the dome. I don't know. But man, that's crazy, man. The grades analogy is good, cause my mama used to say, I used to bring home A and B. She'd be like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never really walked in the house with no failing grade, but I can only imagine.
I have. Everybody know my mama.
Yeah. Your mama a doctor. Yeah. I know that it probably ain't turned out to the best for you.
That's your butt, Mr. Postman.
Yeah, man. So I guess on this side we got just happiness, pure happiness.
Yeah.
On this side we got abundance. And of course both of those words encompass multiple activities. Right. You know what I'm saying? Multiple experiences. I think for myself, man, my word would be freedom.
Woo. Yeah, that's fine.
If we talk about our ultimate goal and our ultimate game in life, mine would be freedom. Freedom from a few different aspects. First and foremost, freedom within myself. And y'all two have said it twice as far as understanding who I am. All right, so if I had to put a definition of my understanding as far as today, all right, this is a living definition. It is subject to change with more information. But this is what I got right now. I am the awareness of all of these experiences that are happening. inside of me. You know what I mean? And when I say experience that happen, I mean mind-body experiences. Experiences that happen in my mind, experiences that happen in my body. And when I say mind, I don't mean brain. You know what I mean? My mind is basically my body. They are one, mind-body experiences. But this is an interesting concept, and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. But I am not inside my mind and body. My mind and body are inside of me.
I can agree with that.
You can agree with that.
I can agree with that.
The I, when I say I thought this or I whatever, the source of my thoughts, the source of my body, the source of all that, I'm not in there. Like if you cut me open, you're not like about to see a little CJ. It ain't no mini me up in there. You know what I'm saying? You can look at my body, you can look at my brain, you can look at my mind, you can look all over the place. It's not in there.
Right.
I'm not inside of my mind and body. My mind and body are inside of me. Right? At the same time, my mind and bodies are like this running activity. They are always ongoing. You know what I mean? And I, on the other hand, am outside of those. I'm not always ongoing. I am aware of what's always ongoing, but I'm not. I am constant. You know what I mean? It's my spirit. It's the God. You know what I'm saying? God said He's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You know what I mean? This is not religious, so don't take it like that. But if I had to pull from a text, that would be a good text. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know that I'm made in that same engine, so I too am constant. You know what I mean? So when I say freedom, first and foremost, my freedom would be from being tied to that ongoing process. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of our suffering comes from when we try to take a process that is ongoing and we try to grasp it and make it stay the same. You know what I mean? I want you to act just like you acted yesterday. You know what I mean? You acted like you acted when I liked you. You know what I mean? I wanted my job to be just like it was when I liked it. Right? But all of those things are ongoing change. And the crazy thing is, you look outside and it's changed. Man, listen, yesterday was a beautiful day.
Yes, it was. 72 degrees.
72 degrees. Listen, I went to walk the dog this morning not knowing that things had changed. And they did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was freezing cold this morning. Off of a beautiful day just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? But I can't cling to yesterday and be like, well, the day sucked because it's not like yesterday was. You know, it's only going to lead to suffering for me. If today is wrong, but yesterday is right. No, today is right too. It's just different. It's ongoing change. And my freedom comes from being outside of that. Right. Being able to be aware of it, but not being stuck to it and drawn to taking these snapshots and making them stay the same. You know, just got to be like this, just got to be like this. The rigidity, you know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, freedom from that is one of my goals, one of my life aspirations. And another one, just in a pretty physical society type way, just freedom, even like I said, from the job. Freedom to say, hey, Trav, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing, I'm kind of bored. Hey, bro, you want to fly to New York real quick? Yeah, let's fly to New York real quick. Hey, call Trav, see if you want to fly. See if you want to come. You know what I'm saying? What we going for? All right, let's go have lunch. Probably walk around. You know what I'm saying? Now, what has to happen for all that to happen? Probably need a certain amount of money and a certain amount of, right? But nevertheless, I want that freedom. And
babysitter for me.
Babysitter for Trav. Babysitter for Trav. Travel pass from the wife. You know what I mean? All those things gotta come with it, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, you know what I mean? Freedom. Right. You know what I'm saying? Freedom. I might roll over tomorrow. Well, I am off on Mondays now, but it's time that I wait. You know what I'm saying? And had I watched the whole game tonight, I roll over tomorrow. I'm tired. Guess what? UPS don't care about me being tired. No. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm tired, I'll say, you know what? They're gonna get up at 7 today instead of 5. You know what I mean? Freedom. And then I do that. Yeah. And it not be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So just like happiness and abundance, my freedom comes. My one word comes with a couple of different aspects, but if I had to say, what if I lived the life that I wanted to live, that's what it would look like. It would look like freedom first and foremost on the two fronts that I named.
Right.
So, yeah, man, we got what if, man. This is where possibility begins. We understand that that's the beginning of possibility, and I think it's a great question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You probably should have question marks behind it. Like, what if ... question mark, kind of like a got milk shirt.
Turn the dandelion into kind of to a question mark.
To a question mark too. Yeah, that would probably be kind of cool.
Okay.
Might have to look into that.
We can put that in the work, man.
Yeah, we can put that into the works now. That's a little just an idea. But yeah, man, what if, man? And I think we can all say that what if just asking ourselves that question has propelled us into, it's propelled us into very productive action, and even propelled us into places we further desire to be, especially Child gave the example with the teaching. And Jarvis, the same thing happened with you with UPS. You finally got to the point where you challenged your current circumstances.
Yes, I did.
You pulled the trigger, made a decision. You propelled yourself into an arena that brought you more happiness, a little stress, but more happiness for sure. And try the same thing with you, persevering through the test, challenging the current situation, and now you full-time sped teacher at Poole Elementary.
That's right.
Lead full-time sped teacher. Let me get my man title. Get my brother titles right.
Yeah.
Lead full-time head sped teacher at Poole Elementary.
Yep.
All right. So that's basically the message, man. And this podcast ain't too. Well, first and foremost, like we said, it's a replay of what we already did, but it ain't too deep. We're not getting into everything that we have discussed over those 22 episodes. This episode 23. But without getting into everything, that's basically what the concept of what if is.
That's right.
So inside the podcast, all the different podcasts, we kind of explore different topics from fear to love to belief to thinking to all of these different things from that mode, right? What if this was this way, or what if it was different, or what if whatever the case may be. So we're closing up, man. I tell you, usually in closing, we leave the people with a message. All right, all those who listen, we leave them with a message. This podcast, this episode will be no different. So I don't know who want to go first. Not I. All right, I'm willing to go first. It don't matter to me. Here we go. Here we go. What if I had to lead the people with something, man? See, I ain't even think about nothing. You know what I mean? And now this right here, this a dome shot. You know what I mean? It's all off the dome, man. But if I had to lead the people with something, I know the people are patient people, man. It's Sunday. Nobody mad on Sunday, so I got a little time to think.
Some people mad.
Nah, not on Sunday. Not on Sunday, man. What if I had? What if they won? But
what if though? What if?
But if I had to lead the people with something, I got a word. Live. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people may think they living, but you got this existing thing going on. You know what I mean? Just going with the flow. Basically doing the same thing you did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Allowing the mind to lead the way. No, I take that back. Allowing the brain to lead the way. You know what I mean? And the brain is a survival mechanism. That's the whole body is. But the brain is built off survival. It desires to do the same thing you did yesterday. And when I say live, what is life? Life to me is challenging your current circumstances. You know what I'm saying? A seed lives life. You know what I mean? A seed challenges its current situation. And you look outside and it could be a flower, it could be a stalk of corn, it could be a whole vineyard, it could be a bunch of things, but nevertheless it lives. You know what I mean? I got some pine trees in the backyard. You know what I mean? And I like looking at the pine trees because one thing about the trees, they live. Every single day. They don't exist. They live. You know what I'm saying? They put no limits and no boundaries. Trees are tall as all get out, but I guess what? If they got the opportunity to grow, I bet you they're going to keep growing. And the thing about the pine, the needles fall off. There's certain branches and tree limbs and all in my backyard that have fallen off. But guess what? the tree ain't get blowed. It was like, dang. I lost the tree limb, lost half my pines. Yeah. They ain't green no more. They done turned brown. Guess what it's still doing?
Still growing.
Still keeping on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It has a good understanding. It's not holding no grudge about anything. It's not stuck in the moment about the tree limb falling off. It's just, it understands that it's constant, right? And that's over, and it's gonna keep on going, man. So live in the manner that you see life happening around you, all right? Because all the answers, they're inside of you and they're around you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They are all around you. Live like your grass do that you cut yesterday, and then next week it need to be cut again. You know what I'm saying? Live like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Live. So that's what I'm gonna leave the people with today, man.
For me,
okay. He cut over you, big job. Go ahead.
It don't matter.
No, I'm sorry.
Still go.
Go ahead.
Well, man, for me, man, I think I just leave the people with, man. Don't shoot for good, man. Shoot for great. Whatever you do, man, try to just be the greatest at it. You know what I'm saying? If it's cutting grass, if it's a janitor at a school, if it's cooking, whatever you do, man, just shoot to be great. You know, there's no sense of, excuse my language. A teacher told me this a long time ago, so I think it's only fitting to use at the time. Chill.
I was trying to figure out what's about to happen. You said, excuse my language.
Somebody said that. It might be uncensored.
Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
Shoot for good. I'm sorry. Don't shoot for good. Shoot for great. If you're going to do something, there's no sense of half-assing it. You know, just go all the way. So be great, man. Whatever you do, just be great.
Hey, what teacher was that? Don't put him out there like that.
You know I know.
I know you know. Hey, go ahead, Jarvis.
What I'm gonna leave the people with, I probably said this before, but I'm trying to focus this on my life. I just leave people with value, man.
I heard
just value. You gotta value life. You gotta look at life through your eyes. You know, life is pretty much, you know, the eyes and ears are gateway to the soul. So whatever you see, what you hear is pretty much entering into your life. With that being said, listen to the words that come out of my mouth. But yeah,
we're doing good.
I was messing with you, but nah, I just see, you know, because I'm an observer. I like to observe people, their thoughts, and just see everything. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I heard this today. That stuck with me. People need to learn to value things that appreciate and don't depreciate.
Okay.
For example, people find value in cars, you know, jewelry, just stuff that depreciates as soon as you buy it.
Even the body, people find value in how they look, and that depreciates.
Yeah, that depreciates too. Thank you for saying that.
At a high rate.
Yeah, so drink your water, please. But people just need to find value in stuff they appreciate. Like, for example, land. Like, people don't think, oh, buying land, I'm gonna make some money off this, man. The value is it might drop a little bit, but it's gonna rise.
Right.
And just like your mindset, just value your mindset. Like you said, freedom. A lot of people don't know, like, they're not free from their minds. Like, they view life and look at life, but they don't really think to see that, oh, my mind's in shackles, you know, I'm being complacent, or I'm being trapped in my mind, you know, for different things. So that's a big one, man. Value, man. Like I always say, queens know your worth, kings know your worth, because like I said, like, people are depreciating value of life, and they need to be appreciating it. So never settle for less. I always like to leave that message out. Never settle for less. Know your worth, man, and value life. Just value it.
All right, Reverend J. Lane.
Yes,
Reverend
it is.
J. Lane.
It's crazy because, like, I'm gonna throw this in. Like, it's funny how we doing this because I was growing up. My great grandma always called me Rev. Like, that was my nickname from her. Like, she always said Rev. Like, what's up, Rev? What's up, Rev? And I always asked her. I always challenged her. Like, why do you call me that? And then one day she sit me down. She was like, the reason I call you that because your mouth is gonna be a weapon. And I sat down, thought about it. I'm like, dang, like, how does she know this? And like I said, I was in elementary school, So it's crazy how we doing this because I'm using my mouth, I'm using my words and my actions, and I'm just trying to put that out there so people can, you know, pretty much have a good example and, you know, walk by faith, not by sight. So I just want to throw that little quick story in there.
All right, Real. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. WhatIf is definitely more than a podcast.
It definitely is.
Yeah, we do a lot of mentoring, do a lot of tutoring, do a lot of outreach, and this is actually just a platform just to actually talk. You know what I mean? Trav, I know you don't have your notebook with you.
Yeah, man. I just thought about that, but man, I'm trying to do my best, man.
I think you polished enough.
Man,
you 22 episodes in, man. Come on, man. It's your joy episode, man. Go
man. So, you know, like we said, we had the WhatIf podcast, man. You can get in contact with us many different ways. Right. First off, we got our email address, which is whatifsavannah@gmail.com. Of course, we here on Facebook. You can find us at Facebook, WhatIf, #WhatIf, SAV. But I'm pretty sure if y'all watching this on live, y'all already tuned in to us.
Right.
We got Instagram, and that's WhatIf_SAV. We there too. Don't forget about our tutoring, man. We got the tutoring going on. It's the English, math, some Spanish, and
all Spanish.
All Spanish.
Some SAT.
Oh, some SAT.
I'm all Spanish. Okay? I'm all the way with it on the Spanish.
Excuse me. All Spanish.
Yeah, all that.
Some SAT prep for those getting ready for college.
Mm-hmm.
But all of this information, or more information about our tutoring, y'all can go on our website, and that's whatifsav.com.
All right.
I think that's it, man.
You got the email? You did.
We got the email. We got the Facebook.
The website.
We got our website. Check us out, man. Our YouTube channel, man. Follow us on YouTube. Follow our channel. This is where we're gonna be posting all our videos of our lives. In case y'all couldn't catch it on live, be on our YouTube channel for y'all. You know. And our YouTube channel, y'all have to go on YouTube and search us. It's the WhatIf podcast. It's easier to search through channel versus just typing it in the search bar when YouTube first come up. So search the channel, type in the WhatIf podcast, and you'll see us.
That's it?
That's it.
Hey, listen, man, we probably have to invest in a microphone. I'm in a little remote, man. We can cut that thing off, man. That part, that's going to be a little weird.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, hi, little video girl.
Gotta get clips for that.
But, hey, man. No, don't laugh, fellas. Hey, this the WhatIf podcast where possibility begins, man. It's your boy CJ.
It's your boy Trav.
And it's your boy Joe.
Hey, man, we out, man. Have a good week.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, and happy MLK Day for y'all.
Oh, yeah. We'll be at Toastmasters. Hey, fellas, we got Toastmasters tomorrow.
Yeah,
They call me and ask me could I help out, man. So I'm going to help out. You go and cut it off.
But y'all have a blessed week, man. Thank you for tuning in, y'all.
Thank you.